If every job paid the same salary, what job would you be doing right now and why? Story 1. I would change jobs frequently based on hobby and access to cool stuff. Be a cook for a bit. Be a bike tech. Work at a ski resort. Work at a video game store. Sell electronics. Story 2. Flipping burgers. Was my first job growing up and loved every minute of it. To make someone a good burger at our place was a good feeling. It wasn't a fast food place, so customers would come over and watch us cook on the griddle and talk too. Story 3. I teach STEM field at a university. I have a blast. Worked in industry for 25 years, quit that in '06, been teaching for almost 20. Best life ever. I walk to work, have a fantastic supportive wife, live in a fabulous condo that is paid off on 10th floor with a view. Really don't want to change anything. Story 4. Cocktail lounge singer. Me, a pianist, and a lounge with 50 people. Let me just be background music. Get a few claps from the people who were half paying attention. I'm not the reason they're at the lounge, but I add to the experience. Legit dream. Story 5. Elementary school custodian. I just want to help little kids and teachers in a material way, the hero changing flickering light bulbs and cleaning up sick with a cheerful attitude so kids don't feel even more embarrassed than they already do. High-fiving kindergartners walking down the hallway, helping littles empty their lunch trays. Yeah. Story 6. This thread is making me so happy because there are so many people who want to do so many seemingly boring jobs, but they love doing them. They just want to be paid. Society really could function happily if each person were compensated enough to live a pleasant life. Story 7. Janitor. I'm not joking. I just want a fairly simple job with less direct human contact and be given tasks and basic job duties. I don't like being the center of attention. I generally keep to myself, do my thing, and move on with my life. I don't function well with teamwork. I don't like having to communicate a lot with others, and I'm not interested in promotions. Just give me a general job description without much direct human contact and fixed hours with hourly pay, and I'm good. I want fixed hours and hourly pay because I track my finances and bank account like a hawk. If one thing looks slightly out of place, I will hunt down the exact suspicious activity or error I made if it's the last thing I do, especially my savings. Don't touch my savings. Not even I touch my savings. That's my emergency fund. Only for true emergencies. Story 8. I would be a housewife. I'm not married. I don't have any kids. When I think of the job that I would be best at, it is housewife. I've met so many women who were housewives and decided to get jobs because they got bored. I just don't get it. There's so much to do. You can bake cookies and read and knit socks and make art. I love it when I don't have to work for long periods of time. It's the greatest. I would be such a good housewife. Story 9. Dishwasher. I used to thoroughly enjoy the bustle, noises, and energy of the kitchen. I miss it more often than any other job I've had over the years. Story 10. My favorite part of this is that many people are picking jobs that are not high pay, nor require higher education. I myself would love to teach music. I love my current job as well, but my passion in music doesn't pay like my current career. Story 11. In doing it, I make bicycle components. I might need to quit though, as the bike industry is in an aggressive phase of contraction after people bought many bikes and kayaks during early COVID. I took a 90 pay cut and have been moonlighting, and might just need to go back to software development land. And even that looks pretty sketchy. My purpose is to gather capital to privately fund a gearbox invention for bicyclists who have partial or complete hand disability. Working an auto gear shifting invention that is indexless. It is a next-generation CVT that avoids friction belts and instead use smooth, efficient interference motion. If I fail at business revenue with which to fund it, I'll dump the entire design plan on the net out of frustration. Story 12. I would make furniture and give it away for free. That's my plan if I ever win the lottery. Tables, dressers maybe, hall trees, shelving, maybe delve into cabinetry, anything woodworking related. Story 13. I would open a Hot Mess Express chapter in my community, which takes hot mess applications, and the Hot Mess Express team goes in and declutters, organizes, cleans, does laundry, helps book appointments, etc. for the hot mess applicant, for free, to help young families, those caring for the elderly, or anyone else who needs help taking care of their own stuff so they can better take care of the people they love. Story 14. Unemployment. Imagine the joy of being able to do what you want. If I had to pick, I'd go movie reviewer so I could just post my horrible opinions about movies I see. Would actually buy the AMC Movie Pass since I'd be able to watch movies when others were working. Story 15. Probably teaching. I think I would be such a good math teacher and it's something I would be super passionate about. But alas, I'm a sellout first and foremost. Story 16. Prep cook. It's the most relaxing and amazing job I've ever had. It was beautiful. Check off a list of all the needs, clock out, and head home. So peaceful. Story 17. The one I am doing right now. I have the pleasure of being paid to be an academic astronomer in a research position, and I love it. I wouldn't trade this for anything else. Story 18. Record store clerk. Favorite job in school, I loved organizing, collating, sorting, talking with coworkers and customers about music. Deliberately listening to music, it was bliss. Story 19. Let me at those files and digitize the out of them. Repetitive task, podcasts all day. A workflow that shows progress as the physical file, boxes empty. Slowly, and no boss or coworkers over my shoulder. Writing scripts for TV and film. Story 20. I took a small group tour to an uninhabited island off the coast of Puerto Rico, Culebrita. That tour guide drove the boat on gorgeous seas, swam, snorkeled, kayaked with us on the island for hours, then drove us all back. I want his job. Story 21. Exactly what I'm currently doing, therapist. If the pay is the same universally, the difference is in the intangibles, and I really like having a seat in the room as people have aha moments, surprise themselves with personal growth, move the needle on change that matters to them, discover and develop their empowerment. It's an honor to have a seat in that room, and a privilege that they bring me along for a while on their journeys. Story 22. Overnight stalker. Simple and usually doesn't require any additional help from coworkers. Will allow me to avoid shoppers, and I get to be the anti-social night owl I've always dreamed of being. Story 23. Daytime bartender at a hotel. Good hours. Chill shift where I can talk to people and take my time. Salary and benefits. The main reason I quit bartending was the late hours and lack of benefits. Story 24. I would run an adult day program. I think it's one of the most important jobs to keep older adults happy and engaged, and keep them out of hospitals, avoid depression, and slow dementia. Story 25. Working with animals at a zoo or similar. That was my girlfriend's career. Even the highest paid zoo curators aren't hitting six figures. Hard pass. Ill stick with IT. Story 26. Bank teller. For some reason, it's such a peaceful job to me. I have keys and access to money to make me feel important enough for satisfaction. My day is routine, which means I can be totally zen and enjoy my interactions with people, and it's the ultimate 9 to 5. I've worked 2 bank teller jobs in my life, and it's always the job I jokingly say I'm going back to when my career feels really stressful. Story 27. I'd own a chill lounge for men to hang out and just rest from the burdens of everyday life. Not in a negative way, just that we have a lot of responsibilities. And there will be a sports section, and a chill lounge with DJs playing chill music, and it'll feel like a friend's house. Big living room area for guys to just chat, a video game room, maybe even a sauna area or something. Just disconnect and not end up at a bar. Story 28. Setting tile. Already enjoyed the job, and working at different locations when a job is finished helps with not getting burnt out. Or something with my hands and manual dexterity. Something about creating something with your own hands and labor, from scratch to a finished product that is soothing to me. And some of the jobs I had previously been on turned out more amazing than even my decent imagination and experience could have foretold. Story 29. Starbucks barista. I mean, I currently am a Starbucks barista, but I love it. I'm in school right now, and I'm sad that I'll have to move on to a more stressful, difficult, and boring job, where I'm sure I'll feel incompetent sometimes when I graduate. I'm only in school to get a better salary and benefits. I'd be so happy to stay right where I am, making coffee and chit-chatting with people all day. Story 30. I would be a dancer. I love to dance, ballet to be in particular, and as someone who never had any professional training, I was actually quite good. Did it all throughout high school against my mom's wishes, who wanted me to pursue something else, like writing or literature, and she didn't really want me to girly things. I taught myself all these techniques, and I was actually one of the only freshman soloists my first year in high school at that year's senior showcase. I gave it up my last year of high school since my mother said that it was extremely hard to pursue dance as a career, and I never gotten any real training on it, so I blindly stopped dancing. I don't like going to the ballet since it makes me sad of the life that I could have had, and no longer speak to my mother for that, and many other reasons. Story 31. I loved working at a movie theater. The smell of popcorn, getting to watch every new movie for free, seeing the excitement of the crowd for a new blockbuster. Only downside of the job was that even my managers made barely more than minimum wage, so it would be hard to live a life working there. Story 32. Archaeologist. There's something about looking at and holding ancient things that's just fascinating. Holding an ancient artifact that was once held by someone else a long time ago. It's like shaking hands with the past. Story 33. Actress. Always wanted to try, never got the chance. My son was a background core actor on Turn Washington, Spies for 3 seasons. Boy, did that reignite my interest. Bucket list now, I'm almost 60. Sigh. Story 34. I wouldn't mind doing a variety of things, actually. My mind gets burnt out after a few years of doing the same thing over and over. Jack of all trades, master of none. Story 35. Is education free too? Doctor, then later chemist. Dabble in coding. Honestly, I dip my toe in about every interesting field I'm qualified for. Building the dopest lowrider, vans, and choppers. Story 36. Wow. People really exposing what a better system it'd be to balance the scale of pay equity. I don't know what people are doing, obviously, so they could be hypothetically saying bartending for 300,000, but regardless, people have passion. The system just doesn't want to reward it. Story 37. Either cooking or building things. Am a pretty good cook. I've been asked a bunch why I don't have a restaurant. I always answer because it's pretty much impossible to make a six-figure salary working 40 hours a week as a cook-restaurateur. I'm not sure I would even care that much what I built if I was a tradesman or craftsman. Furniture, houses, or whatever. I've not had a job where I could see the physical manifestation of my labor since I was a teen, and frankly, I miss it. I'll probably build subpar stuff out of when I retire. Story 38. Working at a driving range. And I don't even golf. It was the first job I had on the books as a teen. For the most part, all I did was drive a tractor to pick up golf with my headphones on and smoke weed. Two of my closest friends worked there too, and it was the funnest 2 years I ever had working. I've always said that if I could have made an actual living doing it, I never would have quit. I'm a very, very simple man, apparently. Story 39. Video store clerk. It wouldn't be busy, excluding the die-hard nostalgia fans. I could watch old movies all day. We would also sell, both used new, records, tracks, DVDs, cassette tapes, laser, disc Blu-rays, VHS tapes, candy. Lots of candy. Source, former video store clerk. Story 40. That depends on the salary, doesn't it? If it was a low salary, I would want some brain-dead job that took minimal effort. If it paid really well, I'd be willing to do harder work. I'll be honest, my favorite job was waitressing, and I liked it best when we were slammed. I absolutely shined as a waitress when it was busy. Story 41. I'd be drawing comics full-time. Right now, I illustrate comics, but I also have to work at a cafe at least part-time as well. I do a lot of comic work, like, honestly, maybe an unhealthy amount when mixed with the cafe schedule, but the industry doesn't pay super well, especially when you're a newer artist. If I could just draw and do conventions and have that be enough, I absolutely would, and hopefully I'll get there within the next few years. Story 42. If I could just get paid to play chill slide blues guitar for old people in senior homes hospice, I'd do that for sure. I volunteered doing that when I was younger, and I've never made anyone happier by playing music or felt better about it. If I could do it every day, I would. Story 43. I'd teach classes on cooking basics. Let people ask all the silly questions, have fun, learn how to be safe, share a meal together, and recap what we learned today. I think it would be fun to be the Bob Ross of cooking. Story 44. If every job is paid the same salary, there would be no need to strive for a better position, improve your skills, and get an education. Monetary incentives are what push most people to go above and beyond. Why would anyone bother to start a company or have a management chain if there were no pay increases? The number of people who work for pure enjoyment and self-fulfillment is so minuscule. If I was making the same salary as the CEO of a multinational company, I would work as a supermarket greeter, receipt check, purposefully misdirect customers, and take frequent breaks. Story 45. It'd make those Belgian waffles with the sugar crystals in them topped with spicy chicken tenders, or topped with cutie oranges and dark chocolate shavings, and espresso.